In the intricate web of life, decisions are the threads that bind our past, present, and future together. Each choice you make shapes the path you tread and the person you become. But are you sure you're doing the right thing? It's a question that haunts us all, one that requires introspection, self-awareness, and an understanding of the complexities of human decision-making. Decisions are the choices we make in life, big or small. They're like the building blocks that shape our journey. From what you pick to wear in the morning, to the really important choices that change your whole life, decisions are always a part of life. But what exactly are decisions, and how do they happen? Decisions are how our brain helps us pick what we should do when we have different options. It could be something small, like choosing your breakfast, or something big, like picking a job, a life partner, or what you believe is right or wrong. Decisions aren't just about being smart. They're also about how you feel and what's happening around you. Here's how decisions work. First, you realize there's something you need to decide. It could be because you want something, need something, or something outside you make you choose. To make a good choice, you need to know more about your options. This might mean looking things up, asking for advice, or thinking about your own experiences. You start thinking about the good and bad things about each option. You also think about what matters most to you and what you want to achieve. After thinking a lot, you pick one option and decide to go with it. Once you decide, you put your choice into action. This could be simple, like choosing what to eat, or it could be big, like moving to a new place. Once you decide, you put your choice into action. This could be simple, like choosing what to eat, or it could be big, like moving to a new place. So decisions are like a roadmap for your life. They're how you move from one place to another, and they're influenced by what you know, what you feel, and what's happening around you. Decisions are a big part of our lives, but they also make us question our existence. We think about decisions in two main ways, moral and pragmatic. Moral decisions are about what's right and wrong, what's good and bad. They challenge our values and beliefs. For example, should you be honest, even if it hurts someone's feelings? Should you think about yourself, or what's best for everyone? These decisions can be really tough because they force us to choose between doing the right thing and what we might want for ourselves, or what society expects from us. Pragmatic decisions are more practical. They're about what makes sense and what's good for us personally. For instance, should you go for a high-paying job you don't like, or a lower-paying one that makes you happy? Should you save money for the future, or spend it on things you want right now? Pragmatic decisions are all about the real-world consequences. They can shape our lives for a long time, so we need to think carefully about them. In a nutshell, moral decisions involve what's right and wrong, often making us choose between our values and personal interests. Pragmatic decisions focus on practical outcomes, like what's best for us in the real world. Both types of decisions can be tricky and have a big impact on our lives. The tension between the moral and pragmatic dimensions of decision-making is where the question, "Are you sure you're doing the right thing?" truly comes to life. It's a tough question that makes you think about what's right in a complicated world, where what's good can change depending on the situation. Let's start with the moral side of things. Doing the right thing usually means doing what's good and ethical. But ethics can be confusing. What's right in one situation might be wrong in another. Your personal values, as well as the values of your culture and society, shape what you believe is right. Sometimes, what you think is good clashes with what others think, and that's when ethical dilemmas happen. Even famous philosophers like Immanuel Kant had a hard time finding a clear answer. He said an action is right if you can do it in all similar cases, but even that can lead to different opinions. Now let's talk about the practical side. Doing the right thing can also mean doing what's smart and helpful for you. But here's the tricky part. Being too practical can make you give up on what you believe in. For example, choosing a job just for the money might make you rich, but it can also make you feel like something's missing in your life. So when you're trying to be happy and successful, you have to make choices. These choices often involve giving up something good now for something better later. You need to think about what's good for you in the long run and how your decisions affect others. In the end, the question about doing the right thing is about finding a balance between what's good in your heart and what's good for your life. It's not always easy, but it's a question that helps us navigate the complexities of being human. You don't live in a bubble. The choices you make are often shaped by the people around you and the world you live in. This can be a good thing, but it can also be tricky. Peer pressure. Sometimes you might do things just to fit in with your friends or peers. It could be simple stuff like wearing what they wear, or bigger decisions like picking a job or lifestyle to match theirs. Family and cultural expectations. Your family and where you come from can have a big say in what you do. They might expect you to marry a certain way, get a specific education, or choose a particular career. Media and advertising. You're exposed to tons of ads and media every day, and they can really influence your choices. They make you want things you might not even need, and that can mess with your decisions. Social media and online communities. Nowadays, social media and online groups are a big deal. They can shape what you think and how you act by showing you what others are doing and thinking. Mentorship and guidance. Having someone wise to guide you can be super helpful. They can give you advice and different perspectives to make better choices. But here's the challenge. You need to balance all these influences with what you truly want. Sometimes, you might feel pressured to follow the crowd or make choices to please others, which might not be what you really want deep down. To make sure you're on the right track, it's important to understand yourself and figure out what you truly value and desire. That way, you can tell the difference between outside pressures and your own authentic wishes. It's a never-ending challenge, but being self-aware and staying true to yourself is the key to making choices that feel right for you. The journey of doing the right thing is like an adventure where you discover more about yourself. It means knowing who you are, what you care about, and why you do the things you do. To start this journey, you have to be aware of yourself. This means understanding your feelings, what you believe in, and what drives you. You can do this by writing in a journal, trying meditation, or talking to someone who can help you understand yourself better, like a therapist. But it doesn't stop there. You also need to think about your actions. Reflecting on the choices you make and what happens as a result is super important. It's like learning from your mistakes and getting better at making choices in the future. Remember, you might change along the way. Your values and what's important to you might shift as you grow and learn. That's okay. Being able to adapt and change your path is part of this journey. Sometimes, doing the right thing can be hard. It might mean standing up for what you believe in, even if it's tough. You'll need courage for that. And when things don't go as planned, you'll need resilience to bounce back and keep going. You don't have to do this journey alone. It's okay to ask for help from people you trust, like mentors or friends. They can give you advice and new ways to look at things. Staying mindful can also help. Mindfulness means being aware of the present moment. It helps you make choices based on what's really important to you, instead of just following what everyone else is doing. So doing the right thing is like an exciting adventure of self-discovery. It starts with knowing yourself, learning from your choices, being open to change, and having the courage to follow your own path. And remember, you don't have to do it all by yourself. There are people and practices that can support you along the way. The search for doing what's right is closely linked to finding happiness within ourselves. Fulfillment means feeling content and happy by living according to our values and being true to who we really are. When it comes to fulfillment, there are two main paths. One is focusing on material things like money and possessions, and the other is finding contentment inside ourselves. While having nice things can make us happy for a little while, lasting fulfillment usually comes from having meaningful relationships, growing as a person, and feeling like we have a purpose in life. To find fulfillment, we need to find a balance between things that make us happy right now and things that will make us happy in the future. This means sometimes making choices that might be hard in the short term, but will make us happier in the long run. It's also important to remember that nobody's perfect. Trying to be perfect all the time isn't the goal. Instead, it's about making mistakes, learning from them, and embracing our flaws as we keep growing. Our connections with other people and our community are a big part of finding fulfillment. Being kind, understanding, and working together with others can bring us a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond just looking out for ourselves. Many people also find fulfillment in leaving a positive mark on the world, like helping society, the environment, or future generations. Making a lasting difference can give us a sense of purpose and contentment. In the intricate tapestry of life, the question, "Are you sure you're doing the right thing?" remains a profound and enduring inquiry. It encapsulates the complexities of human existence, morality, and the quest for personal fulfillment. Decisions, as the threads that weave through this tapestry, are guided by a complex interplay. May your journey be filled with light, joy, and self-awareness. If you are still with me, please support me by sharing and commenting.